when he gets asked the question, the age-old Battlefield or Call of Duty? Smash that like button.
Are on drugs. It is BF6 beta launch. I'm locked in. I don't know how long of a banger we're going for today, but I'm going to be here. 25 from Exile. I'm seeing some thoughts about the requirements. TPM 2.0, secure boot, BF6, and BO7. Any thoughts you want to share? That is interesting. Does anyone here know what he just said to us, guys? What is TPM 2.0 secure boot BF6 BO7? Anyone know? I feel like that was like a code, man. Like bro just talked to me in hieroglyphics, bro. Tim, you're skinny. Thanks, man. There's already a bunch of hackers in the beta. No, there's not, bro. TPM and secure boot means PC requirements for better anti-cheat. Wait, so Call of Duty announced that they're releasing a better anti-cheat? Did I miss that? Is that real? There's a better anti-cheat coming to Call of Duty now? Oh, and BO7 there will be? How long do you think they were sitting on that, bro? Deadass. So you mean to tell me Battlefield 6 comes out, they drop, the game's kind of hot, the game's kind of trendy, good anti-cheat, and then all of a sudden Call of Duty somehow randomly finds the anti-cheat? That's convenient. I guess Rick O'Shea got some sort of intern to help him over there, man. Nice. I think my favorite thing in the chats, bro, is seeing people yell about like Call of Duty versus Battlefield. I think it's actually one of my favorite things because it is like literally watching like just people yell into an echo chamber, bro. Like they're just yelling at each other, but like who cares? This one guy's like, dude, Call of Duty's way better than Battlefield. And then this guy's like, well, actually Battlefield is strategically more warfare based. Well, I love my Call of Duty. Well, I love Battlefield. Like you guys can like what you want, man. It doesn't necessarily have to be Call of Duty versus Battlefield, man, you know? Now, that being said, right now, today, this morning, there is a Call of Duty update, but I am playing Battlefield 6, right? I want to play the new Battlefield instead of the Call of Duty update. That's me personally. And I'm excited to play Battlefield today. But
now, one thing that I don't actually agree is that Call of Duty made anti-cheat just because Battlefield made one. I'm pretty sure they had an anti-cheat in Warzone. It just wasn't safe boot. And it kind of only works halfway because Warzone is a free-to-play game, which has a lot of cheaters in that way because you can just make a new account in 20 minutes. He is right that it doesn't really matter if you prefer Call of Duty or Battlefield, like each its own thing and genre, but Call of Duty can really learn this year on what Battlefield did right, you know, listening to the community, improving, and actually probably releasing a very, very good product. And this is where, you know, really what we saw with Call of Duty Ghosts is the same scenario we are seeing with Battlefield right now with 2042. 2042 was swept under the rug just like the bad Call of Duty games. Some of them were really, really bad, like nobody's playing them anymore. And TimTheTatman says, correct, yes, everyone's got its own taste, but the thing is, Call of Duty is getting worse and worse. At least that's what people think so, right? This big market cap of players is actually transforming over to Battlefield.
There may be some people out there that are grinding BO6 today, and that's fine. That's totally cool, man, if they want to do that. At the end of the day, here's my bottom line for this whole Call of Duty versus Battlefield thing, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Listen, here's the bottom line. Competition in this industry is a good thing. Does that make sense? Competition's good. I hope this Battlefield game hits like a truck. I really do. With Portal, with Battle Royale, with everything. I hope it lights a fire under Call of Duty.
This is what actually is gonna kill Call of Duty is itself by not developing new updates. Have you ever heard of this thing that the only game that can really kill itself, like in terms of player base, is itself? That's exactly what we're seeing with Call of Duty. It did not expect the rise of Battlefield. It thought it would be another 2042 slop, which disappointed a lot of creators, a lot of people. And now we are back 4 years after, and we're seeing a massive, massive reach in Battlefield hype this year. And this is probably one of the biggest talks of 2025 before we get into Call of Duty, 2026 Modern Warfare, and GTA 6. There's going to be some great games out there.
For them to be like, okay, because you got to think about it this way, man. Call of Duty and Battlefield, for that matter, both these games have been on top for a very long time, you know, and they can kind of just get to a point where they just kind of coast, which, I mean, I guess I understand to some level. It's like Call of Duty, I've been playing since I was 10, is such a like pillar of a franchise in gaming that they don't necessarily have to create or pump out the best game, and people will keep playing it. But if Battlefield comes out and swings and hits really hard in the space, not directly at Call of Duty, just like, bam, here's Battlefield, this is what we got. We got Portal, which to my understanding right now is kind of sounding like a Fortnite creative where you can make content and make maps in. We have a Battle Royale, so people like myself that love Battle Royales can grind a specific mode in Battlefield. And just to be very clear, just sidebar, I already ranted about this. If you are the kind of Battlefield player that is mad about a Battle Royale,
Call of Duty is basically going to be a staple game because it's been releasing for the past 20 years and it's going to release for another 20 years. It's really one of those type of games that are going to be around no matter what. And they're going to be here just like GTA 6. You know, a lot of these studios, they made billions of dollars and they're just releasing games for fun at this point. They're AAA studios and they're not giving up. They don't have any pressure. And when you don't have any pressure, it creates a lot of stress, right? It creates a lot of uncertainty on what the next game is going to be. And sometimes, you know, these games, they get a bit lenient. They expect, okay, well, Black Ops 7 isn't perfect. It's about average or it's above average. So let us just, you know, wait 1 year and we will release more content because 2026 is going to be the year we really push off. 2025, we kind of, you know, focus more on Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And this is where, you know, Battlefield really has the advantage because it has actually 4 years to build up a game. The issue is Battlefield 4 has a certain limit, or Battlefield 6 has a certain budget constraint. It doesn't have unlimited money with how much skins are bringing from Warzone and Call of Duty itself.
I disagree with what you're saying. Because you still have your multiplayer. Like, you can still play Conquest, you can still play, Breakthrough. You still have those modes here. But then on top of that, Battlefield 6 is also adding a BR for people like myself who love Battle Royales. Okay, I love BRs. All right, man, I'm sorry. BF6 having a Battle Royale is gonna make me, I would have played BF6 and I would have definitely checked it out without a Battle Royale, but having a BR.
I mean, we all are super hyped for Battlefield 6 Battle Royale, and there was also leaks out there for the Battle Royale game, but do we really need another Battle Royale game in 2025? There is also unlimited games, and of course the Battle Royale trend is dying kind of now. The player base is waning a bit. And here's the real thing. We saw what happened with Firestorm, and then Battlefield basically said, oh, here's a lot of money involved. Let's get back to that. And here's where I really feel that Battlefield Battle Royale is going to be basically a side project for Battlefield 6. Is going to be their cash maker to get back into the game with all the years they couldn't, you know, catch up to Call of Duty. And Call of Duty is basically at the end of the race while Battlefield 6 has to pick it up itself up again. It literally lost so many fights. Even Advanced Warfare sold 4 times more copies than Battlefield 1, and everybody was saying, oh, I'm buying Battlefield 1 this year. And this is the big problem here. Call of Duty has so many collaborations, such a big world that it really can advance 2 to 3 times more and has 3 times more viewership and also sales. It's just a never-ending thing, and that also means die-hard fans that will buy anything that Black Ops 7 produces, or even if we get like a very bad game, people will still end up buying it.
Makes me so much more intrigued about it, bro. This game, BF6, is such a good thing. Do you guys kind of see what I'm saying, though? Are you guys following? I really don't want to yap a lot this morning. I'm sorry. I am yapping a little, though. It's just like, I constantly see people saying, like, oh, like pinning the two against each other. I feel like the two, and it's, I guess it's whatever, man. Listen, bottom line, okay? Battlefield 6, I hope this game is massive because this is going to be a very good thing for the gaming space. I hope this game is incredible. I hope Portal is incredible. I hope the BR is incredible. And I hope it lights a fire under Call of Duty to be like, okay, we need to make the best Call of Duty that we made in years to compete with BF6. So instead of this whole Call of Duty versus Battlefield thing, I think we should look at it like, yo, this is really good for our space. I think it's sick. This guy just asked me if I'm going to play Madden in the chat today. Brother, I love you, man. I really do. And that was probably a sincere question. Don't get me wrong, man. I love football. You know, we did the Madden stream yesterday.
And you can already see they were forced to make some changes, like dropping the biggest update, the Haunting, and removing SBMM, which was absolutely great. They are actually doing some things now, listening to the community after 5 years. Because what we're seeing now is that, you know, Call of Duty is like, oh, man, I mean, their Battle Royale game sucked, but wow, their game is definitely getting a lot of hype and a lot. And I looked at the data, and 23% or to 28% of players that played Call of Duty before, after they played Battlefield 6, have not touched Call of Duty. And that is a very concerning data for basically any single company. It is a very scary thought, isn't it? 23 or to 28% of your players being gone because they played a beta is a very strong number that guys don't realize. And again, it's a niche game. Battlefield is still not like Call of Duty because you kind of have to lock in, focus. It's not like you just use a single weapon. But here's the truth, though, is that Battlefield is a lot better to play with some streamers, and it's a lot more fun to some streamers. It's really a matter of preference.
But like, I'm really locked in on Battlefield here today, brother. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of like my cream of the crop right here. You know what I'm saying? My goal today is to learn how to fly a helicopter. Like, literally, I may spawn in Conquest for 7 hours until I can successfully fly a helicopter. I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna stop yapping after. I swear to God, I'm gonna get a gameplay. I swear. It's 6:30 in the morning. Let me yap. I mean, just the fact that Call of Duty it actually kind of pisses me off a little bit, I can't lie. Just like all of a sudden BF6 like drops the beta and Call of Duty announces, oh, we're gonna update our anti-cheat. That actually does kind of piss me off. But at the same time, it's like a good thing, right? Like, that's a good thing. Like, that's a W, right? That's a W. W streamer, W chat. It's a W, man. You know what I mean? The fact that Call of Duty is like, all right, we'll update the anti-cheat. I wish it didn't take this long. But here we are. Then all of a sudden, Battlefield drops like kind of a banger, and they're like, all right, we got an anti-cheat. So, anywho, sorry for yapping, guys. Sorry for cussing. I'm actually not, bro. This is my stream. I can run it how I want. True, Tim. I love that a whole rant came from a guy asking about a TPM and secure boot, which I still don't know what that means. $100 from Rage. Top 3 most impactful games.
So yeah, guys, you get a pretty clear idea of TimTheTatman's opinions. With how many hackers there are in Warzone today, the anti-cheat is just needed all the time. Even like safe boot is now preventing people, if they get caught, they can literally not use the same PC anymore. There's way less cheaters. Nobody's denying that. The issue is that if 1 or 2 cheaters pass through and actually try hard enough, it can ruin the games for everyone. And a lot of people are still saying a lot of the cheaters are undetected. Personally, I haven't seen one, but I have seen many in Warzone. Probably my every 10th game, there is a cheater, unfortunately. But in Call of Duty, it's all sunshine and rainbows. So on the Angry Joe show, Joe actually gave his own thoughts on the Black Ops 7 beta and what he thinks of it.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. And they added a playlist with drastically reduced skill consideration. So a lot of people have been complaining about skill-based matchmaking. The sweaty people want to be sweaty against non-sweaties. And the sweaty people don't want to get
makes
sweaty.
them feel
real good.
That makes them feel good.
Yeah. And so that's what this is kind of about. It's like if you want to play against people who are brand new. You can see them. They're always staring out at the sky. They can't figure out the controller, and they're doing like weird thing. And then you can do your thing where the whole place is looped up, and you are ADSing with a sniper rifle while jumping and sliding, and it's garbage movement system. It's like, hey, you can do that against a kid who doesn't know how to play now. So some people are happy there. A lot of people are unhappy, though, with the massive amount of cheating that was already available in the beta. There's always going to be cheating in these games. The cheaters are always at least 1 step, if not like 10 steps ahead of the anti-cheats. Now, Call of Duty claims that the cheaters get banned in 30 minutes, but based on the clips I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's taking a lot longer than that.
I just can't believe in the fucking beta people is always cheating, but that's just the
test
state
it out.
of Call of Duty. I'm fucking tired of Call of Duty. It's ridiculous. I mean, over the weekend I was playing ABI, Arena Breakout Infinite, with Zero and Rain and Toj. It was just no cheaters there, just having fun, free to play, fucking more intense. I don't know. And then had a few community members go into the channel. Oh yeah, downloaded the or pre-ordered the beta, played it for 15 minutes, decided nope, not. And I got a refund on the pre-order.
I was like,
yeah. And then combine that with, I saw a picture, here's why I pre-ordered Battlefield 6. Being shot through walls with the thermal sniper rifle in the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta. Joey put this picture over here.
How hot is your body that you can see your heat through walls?
I'm like, what the fuck? So, yeah, you're taking care of cheaters, but there's in-game mechanics where you're literally shooting through walls.
Sweating.
You're enabling cheaters as actual players.
And they're talking about upgraded kill streaks, which, it's always real fun. You're playing in a tiny map, and then there's, a mobile fortress with like 40 guns just raining down fights. Like, what about this is fun for absolutely anybody? That one guy sniping people through walls.
You want to get 10 kills in a row? I could barely get that the entire day.
Yeah. Well, you got to use the cheater gun and then learn to snipe, Joe.
See, at least
my aim assist got discontinued.
Oh boy.
Fuck.
Yeah, Kmart. The Kmart aim assist went out of business. Yeah.
At least in ABI, maybe Joe can catch somebody unaware, and when you die in like a few bullets,
he's just saving up.
So there is one thing I agree with Angry Joe's show here is that people are starting to feel the burnout with Black Ops 7. I mean, how many Black Ops do we need? 11, 20? And this is because Black Ops 6 was a great success. They were like, let's make Black Ops 7 because Modern Warfare isn't ready yet. And people are going to buy it anyway because it's Black Ops. It's one of the best franchises out there. 3, 4, I don't even remember any of these. But the most important factor is they're saying, there's a ton of cheaters. I think there's less cheaters than before. I feel like a lot of these cheaters who, are cheating, they will go undetected for a long time because they set up those proper cheats. I don't know if we're ever going to find them out or if they're just cheating a little bit. We don't know how the system works. No data has been released other than the cheaters that are found out. So these are the cheaters who are detected are actually banned. 97% don't make it into a match. But the thing they said on score streaks that they actually have cheating, a lot of games have wall aim, but the issue is you still need good aim, right? So if you have bad aim, it doesn't matter, especially since you have wall jumps, you have all sorts of movements, and you need a lot of score to actually get to a grave maker score streak, which is not so easy to get. It's about 850, 750. Again, this is 7 kills or doing objective points. So again, it's not super easy to get this. Well, cheater can just install and play the game. So I feel most people are rooting for Battlefield 6 to be really good here, so they can finally show and kick basically Call of Duty. Even Call of Duty content creators are getting, again, I also agree with them that there's a super big problem with actually in Warzone, not in Call of Duty, at least not in the first month, is when people don't really understand the game yet and you get like really sweaty people in Call of Duty. Battlefield, I never expected that. I was always on top of the leaderboard because it matches me just with other players. Even on the older games, somehow I still see people that haven't played yet. But in Call of Duty, I have the feeling that there's a lot of pro players out there, or maybe there's even cheaters out there in the lobby and they're low level or bought the accounts that were sold off to. This is actually a real thing that's happening, by the way. And this is a big problem in Call of Duty scene that needs to be fixed. It's big enough to create a hole in the gap for Call of Duty to actually start caring now, and they will realize how much of an effect this is in about 1 or 2 days once Battlefield is released.
The former FTC chair says, I told you so. The Activision Blizzard buyout was going to harm both gamers and developers. When you're right, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, former Federal Trade Commission Chair Lena Khan went on X and said, yep, this is kind of what I was warning about, and I guess she was right. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been followed by significant price hikes and layoffs, harming both gamers and developers, as we've seen across multiple sectors. Increasing market consolidation and increasing prices go hand in hand.
Yep.
As dominant firms become,
Oh yeah, Call of Duty is also getting a lot of heat because of the buyout itself, the Xbox Activision buyout that Xbox did. They basically bought out Call of Duty and then they went ahead and increased the prices to $70, increased Xbox Pass, increased all sorts of stuff. And who knows, maybe even skins will be more expensive because this is a very expensive deal. And who's going to take the blame? Of course, it's going to be Call of Duty in that matter. And yeah, I feel like that, it would be better if the games were cheaper and available for everyone, especially the graphics. Look at something like Valorant. Whenever I go to an internet cafe in Asia, it's played